Innovative, efficient, and easy to use, Horizon StudyShare is a secure web-based solution that empowers radiologists and other medical imaging specialists to quickly create, edit, organize, present, and share images, teaching files, and reference cases. Create a case in seconds by sending images directly from any PACS system to Horizon StudyShare. The patient and exam information is automatically extracted from the DICOM header, and all key images are available. Now, edit case properties, specify user access, add supplementary text, and upload virtually any type of multimedia image. Go online to organize files and schedule cases for presentation at weekly conferences, grand rounds, or tumor boards. Files are displayed in a PACS-like viewer, enabling users to zoom, pan, and scroll through images, and may be presented directly from the web, or instantly converted to a PowerPoint file for presentation offline. Share interesting cases with colleagues by emailing directly from the case viewer, or publish to the online case repository at mypacs.net. With no deployment effort, no formal training, and no maintenance required, Horizon StudyShare makes it easy to capture and manage the knowledge required to enhance patient care, support diagnostic decisions, and build an impressive legacy of teaching and reference files. Discover what thousands of users at major U.S. teaching institutions already know. Discover the power of Horizon StudyShare. Let's say you're using the PACS and encounter a case that would make a good teaching file, or perhaps it would make a reference case that you'd like to look up later, or you'd like to share it with a colleague, or maybe it's a good candidate to discuss at this week's conference. You can simply perform a DICOM send from the PACS to Horizon StudyShare, and a case will be created automatically. Specify the Horizon StudyShare DICOM destination and then click OK. Seconds later, the case is available on Horizon StudyShare. Whenever you're ready to flesh out the case, simply open up your web browser to the Horizon StudyShare server and find the case inbox folder. The cases are listed in the order received. Click on a case to open it in the Horizon StudyShare case viewer. At this point, the case has no descriptive text, but all the key images are there. You can edit it now by choosing Edit from the Case Options menu. The case opens in the Horizon StudyShare Case Editor, which lets you specify case properties, enter text, and add additional images. You can replace the generic title with a more descriptive title. You can choose who has access to the case. By default, it's private to the owner, but you can easily make it public or share it with a specific group of users. Later, you'll see how easy it is to create your own user groups. Properties from the DICOM header are automatically filled in. Here we see the patient's name and number, which are helpful if you ever want to add additional images or do a follow-up to see if the diagnosis has been clinically proven. The date of birth, exam, date, gender, and modalities are all extracted from the DICOM header. The system computes the patient's age at the time of exam, in this case a 3-year-old. This is automatically presented along with the patient's gender as part of the descriptive history of the patient, so you don't have to enter it manually. All of these fields are searchable, so users looking for reference cases can constrain their searches on patients matching specific demographics. You should also specify anatomy and pathology categories, which make the case easy to find when users are browsing the drill-down category system. Case properties are completely customizable. You can edit the categories or define new custom properties to match your institution's specific requirements. You can enter some case text now or do it later. Often it is useful to jot down the history, findings, and diagnosis as soon as the case is created, and perhaps add a discussion at a later date. Text can be typed in directly or pasted in from the report. The private notes field lets you jot down notes that are for your eyes only that other users won't be able to see. You can also add text directly to the image captions, which are also searchable. Once you click Save Changes, your edits are instantly available to anyone who has access to your case through a web browser. For example, now that this case has been saved, if someone searched for aorta, this case would show up in the search results. From any browser on a PC or a Mac, users can instantly view the case and manipulate the images without having to download or install anything. Step through the cased text tabs, view the key images in full screen mode, view the DICOM series, scroll up and down just like in the packs, zoom in, pan around, adjust the window width and levels. All this with nothing to install. Previously, we created a case by sending images from the packs. We had tagged it with some keywords and entered a brief amount of text. Now let's say we've decided this would be a good case for presenting at this week's conference. And so, we will edit the case to flesh it out with some additional images, text, and annotations. Let's say we found a web article that has a good description of the differentials for this diagnosis, and we want to include it in the case. Copy the text from the web article into the clipboard and paste it into the Differentials tab of the case. Formatting will be preserved and displayed in the case. Next, let's add a link to the web article in the References section. Enter the reference text, then click the hyperlink icon in the text editor toolbar and paste in the URL. Visitors to your case will now be able to see the reference article by clicking the link in the case text. Now let's add some additional images to the case. Previously, we had sent over some key images from the packs. But we can also add non-DICOM images such as surgery photos, pathology slides, and illustrations. Select the image to upload from your hard drive and submit the form. Now let's add some DICOM images from a different patient for comparison purposes. We click the DICOM tab, find the Study in the Horizon Study Share DICOM queue, open the desired series, and flag the images that we want to add to the case. From the Case Images tab in the editor, we can add captions, control when images get displayed, reorder images, add additional images from the same series, replace the key image, remove images, use the black marker feature to block out patient identifiers that might be emblazoned in the pixels, and even draw annotations, all without leaving our web browser. The annotator lets us create an overlay with arrows, circles, and other shapes, as well as text labels. We can use this to help communicate the findings. As you have seen, it only takes a few seconds to create a case, and a few more minutes to flesh it out with additional images and detailed text. We've just created a case by sending key images from the packs and then editing the case in the Horizon Study Share editor. Now we're ready to schedule this case for inclusion in this month's tumor boards, or grand rounds, or perhaps the next weekly case conference. Simply select Add to Folder from the Case Options menu and indicate the desired conference folder as a destination. When the conference begins, you can project Horizon Study Share on the big screen and open up the current conference folder. Your case appears in the folder, ready to be presented, along with cases added by your colleagues over the course of the week. If you want to present the cases as unknowns, you can turn on training mode, and the titles and diagnoses will be hidden from view until you are ready to reveal them. When it's your turn to present, click on your case. You can review the history and walk through the key images. The case viewer is optimized for conference presentation. You can step through each pre-selected image with a single click, regardless of where it came from, so the process is much more time efficient than presenting directly from the PACS. After you've had a chance to discuss the findings, you can reveal the title. If you prefer to present the case in PowerPoint format, simply click View PowerPoint and the slides are instantly created for you automatically. You don't have to do any extra work manually preparing the images and text. Horizon StudyShare creates a title slide showing the history and the author information and puts each image and caption on its own slide, perfectly sized to fit the slide. Each case text field is formatted and put on its own slide. If you want to present the PowerPoint offline, you can save it and take it with you. Now let's say you encounter a case that you think would be of interest to a colleague, or perhaps you want their opinion about something. You can email the case directly from the case viewer. Enter your colleague's email address, type in a message, and submit the form. Your colleague receives an email with a link to the case. Since there is nothing to download, your colleague can view the case instantly in their browser by just clicking the link. Every case has its own Comments tab that serves as a discussion board. If someone posts a comment or question to your case, you will instantly receive an email with the text of their question. The comments and responses can be preserved as part of the case and are fully searchable, allowing future visitors to benefit from the discussion. If you want to share your case outside the firewall, you can easily publish it to the online case repository mypacs.net. Simply click Publish from the Options menu, enter your mypacs.net username and password, and submit the form. The case is instantly sent over the web to mypacs.net. Rest assured that no patient identifiers or DICOM files are sent over, just the case text and JPEG versions of the images. Once the case is in mypacs.net, you can choose to keep it private for your own use outside the firewall, or you can share it with the world to the benefit of the 70,000 users who visit mypacs.net each month. Horizon StudyShare makes it easy for you to find example cases of any diagnosis. Simply type in a search term and you can see a list of reference cases that have been added by your colleagues. From any web browser, you can view the case, read the findings and differentials, and compare the images side by side with the patient you are trying to diagnose. The web-based viewer lets you view the images in full screen mode, zoom and pan, adjust the window width and levels, just like in the PACS. You can view ultrasound cine loops or scroll through CT or MR series. You can also view non-DICOM images, such as intraoperative photographs and pathology slides. You can easily assign the case a rating of 1 to 5 stars. Your rating will help improve search results for other users, as the most highly rated cases appear first. You can specify why you liked the case. If you want to find cases matching specific parameters, you can use Advanced Search. Let's say you want to find examples of breast carcinoma cases in adult females that have CT and ultrasound. The Advanced Search form lets you constrain on any combination of attributes. Here you can see there was one matching result in the local repository. You can easily extend this query to find additional cases submitted from other institutions. With a single click, your query is sent to mypacs.net, which contains nearly 20,000 cases containing over 80,000 images submitted by radiologists from hundreds of institutions around the world. Here we see there are 28 cases matching our custom search parameters from the University of Washington, Vancouver General Hospital, and even cases from Spain and Australia. Let's say we want to be alerted whenever a new case matches the criteria we just searched for. Just click Save this search, and now we'll receive an email anytime a new case is created that matches our search criteria. You can get a lot of mileage from a flexible alert system like this. For example, you can use agreed-upon keywords to establish a quality assurance system or case review workflow. Searching is great for finding specific cases when you know what you're looking for. but sometimes you just want to browse. The category system lets you drill down by anatomy and pathology. These categories are completely customizable and can be used as the basis for a curriculum of cases to be reviewed for training purposes. You can easily tell at a glance which cases you've seen before. The open book icon represents a case previously visited by you, whereas the closed book icon represents a case you've never visited. By default, you can see the title and diagnosis at the abstract level. But if you prefer, you can turn on training mode and view cases as unknowns. With training mode on, the case title and captions are hidden from view until you explicitly reveal them. This allows you to walk through the case as an unknown and form your own opinion as to the findings and diagnosis. Click to reveal the text when you're ready to see it, and then move on to the next case. In this manner, your staff and residents can quickly review hundreds of cases, the most efficient way to train for board exams or recertification. You can even ask for random cases, and the system will give you arbitrary cases to evaluate, choosing from the pool of cases that you haven't visited yet. Horizon Study Share lets users easily control who has read or write access to their cases. The group-level access control system is very flexible. Any user can create new groups and assign members to those groups. In addition to user-defined groups, the system comes with built-in roles that your administrator can assign to user accounts. For example, the reviewer role grants the ability for a user to certify other users' cases for accuracy and quality. Let's say your department wants a staff radiologist or chief resident to evaluate all new cases and decide whether or not they are of sufficient quality to become an official part of your department's teaching file collection. New cases can be submitted to the Cases Awaiting Certification folder. The reviewer clicks Certify if they approve the case. The green checkmark lets users distinguish between certified and non-certified cases.